Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we will discuss about the structural elucidation of glucose molecule. Structural elucidation of glucose molecule. So you have to identify how structure is identified in case of glucose molecule. Glucose. Its formula is C6H12O6. Empirical formula CH2O glucose, also known as hexose, because it contains carbon atoms, hence it is called hexose. O's represents the sugar, O's represents a carbohydrate, O's represents a sugar. Sugar is nothing but carbohydrate. So it is also known as hexose because it contains 6 carbons. Glucose also known as dextrose because naturally occurring glucose has dextrorotation. Naturally occurring glucose have dextrorotation. Naturally occurring glucose is dextrorotated. How this glucose is prepared? C12H22O11. C12H22O11. This is known as sucrose. This sucrose on acid hydrolysis. Sucrose on acid hydrolysis. When sucrose undergoes dissociation in presence of acid, when sucrose is boiled with water in presence of acid, this sucrose dissociates to C6H12O6 molecule. To C6H12O6 molecule. One is called as glucose, another one is fructose. One is glucose, another one is fructose. And industrially, this glucose is prepared from starch. This is starch. C6H10O5 N times is called the starch. When this starch undergoes hydrolysis, you will get the C6H12. So starch when undergoes hydrolysis, you will get glucose C6H12O6. So this is about glucose preparations. Now we have to discuss what is the structure of glucose, how this structure is identified. Okay. So glucose formula is C6H12O6. Empirical formula of glucose is CH2O. Glucose also known as hexose because it contains 6 carbons. It also has another name, dextrose. Why it is called dextrose? Because naturally occurring glucose is a dextrorotatory isomer. What is meant by dextrorotatory isomer? It rotates the plane polarized light in clockwise direction. Rotates the plane polarized light in clockwise direction. Next, sucrose on hydrolysis, on acid hydrolysis. Sucrose on acid hydrolysis, we will get a glucose molecule and then fructose molecule. Starch on acid hydrolysis, we will get a glucose molecule. Okay, so this is about glucose manufacturing, glucose preparations. So this is the industrial method of glucose preparation. So structural elucidation of glucose means what is the, you have to identify what is the structure of glucose. You don't know the structure of glucose, so that I am writing the glucose like this: CHO, CHOH, 4 times CH2OH. Or simply you can write it as C6H12O6. Okay, C6H12O6. In the pronouns I am writing C6H12O6. This C6H12O6 on heating with hydrogen iodide and red phosphorus. On heating with hydrogen iodide and red phosphorus, hexane is formed. Look at here, how many carbons are there? 6 carbons are there in a straight line, in a straight chain. This is a straight chain. CH3, CH2, 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 CH2. This red phosphorus and hydrogen iodide is a reducing agent. Red phosphorus and hydrogen iodide is a reducing agent. Glucose on heating with, on reduction with red phosphorus and hydrogen iodide, N-hexane is formed, which indicates the presence of straight chain with 6 carbon atoms in glucose. So this reaction indicates 6 carbons in a straight chain, in a straight chain form, as a straight chain. Second reaction. When glucose is heated with, this is glucose. When glucose treated with hydrogen cyanide, I am getting glucose cyanohydrate. Glucose cyanohydrate. So this is glucose cyanohydrate. The formation of this glucose cyanohydrate indicates the presence of carbonyl group. Wherever the carbonyl group is there you will get the cyanohydrate. Carbonyl group means C double bond O group. C double bond O group is called the carbonyl group. Wherever you find this group, when hydrogen cyanide react with these groups, you will get this form. This CnOH. So this one is called this group is called cyanohydrin. This one is called cyanohydrin. So the glucose, this group is formed, so you are calling it as glucose cyanohydrin. Formation of this glucose cyanohydrin indicates the presence of carbonyl group. Formation of glucose cyanohydrin indicates the presence of carbonyl group. Another reaction. When glucose react with hydroxylamine, you will get this one. This is called oxime. C double bond NOH is called the oxime. This one is called, from glucose we are getting this oxime, and it is called glucoxime. These oximes are also formed wherever the carbonyl group is present. So if carbonyl group is there, then you get the oxide, this one. If C double bond O is there, then you get an oxide group. You will get an oxide. This is oxide. This is the oxide. So formation of this oxide also indicates the presence of carbonyl group. Wherever you find this oxide, at what position you finding this cyanohydrin and oxide at first carbon? That means at the first carbon you have a C double bond O. This C double bond O group, if C double bond O group is present, this C double bond O group may be aldehyde or ketone or carboxylic acid or amide. There are so many functional groups are there. Now our task is, what is this C double bond O? In what form this C double bond O is present? That means in aldehyde form or a ketone form or amide form. So now our next task is, we have to find out on what form this C double bond O group is present. Okay. Look at the next reaction. Reaction with mild oxidizing agents. Mild oxidizing agents. When glucose is treated with bromine water is a mild oxidizing agent. This is glucose. This glucose is treated with bromine water. This is called bromine water. Glucose is treated with bromine water. It is a mild oxidizing agent. We are getting gluconic acid. We are getting the gluconic acid. The formation of this gluconic acid indicates the C double bond O group is present as aldehyde group. The C double bond O group present as aldehyde group, which also confirmed by the reaction with Tollens reagent and Freiling solution. Reaction with Tollens reagent. Reaction with Tollens reagent. So this is glucose. Ammonical silver nitrate is called Tollens reagent. Ammonical silver nitrate is called Tollens reagent. Ammonical silver nitrate is called the Tollens reagent. In Tollens reagent, silver is present as silver oxide. Silver is present as silver oxide. With the Tollens reagent, when glucose reacts, we are getting this gluconic acid. We are getting this gluconic acid. So again, aldehyde groups only going to oxidize with the aldehyde groups only going to oxidize with Tollens reagent. Tollens reagent is a mild oxidizing agent. This reaction also indicates the presence of aldehyde group. Aldehyde group is a chain terminating group. Hence, the aldehyde group is present at the either first carbon or at the last carbon. Next, another mild oxidizing agent is failing solution. Reaction with Fehling solution. In Fehling solution, the copper is present as cupric oxide. Copper is present as cupric oxide. This is glucose. The same CH2, CH2H4 times CH2H. When glucose reacts with the Fehling reagent, red color precipitation is formed. Formation of this red color precipitation indicates the presence of aldehyde group. Formation of this red color precipitation indicates the presence of aldehyde group. What happens to the glucose? The glucose becomes gluconic acid. Like this. Glucose becomes gluconic acid. When glucose reacts with cupric oxide, red color precipitation is formed. Glucose is converted to gluconic acid, which is possible when aldehyde group is present in glucose. When glucose reacts with the Tollens reagent, silver mirror is formed, silver precipitation is formed, which sticks to the walls of the test tube. This is called silver mirror. Called silver mirror. The formation of this silver mirror indicates that aldehyde group is converted to carboxylic acid group. Means this one also a test to identify the aldehyde group, the presence of aldehyde group. From these three reactions, what we can say, the C double bond O group, the C double bond O group, the carbonyl group present in glucose is aldehyde. Before reaction we said reaction with HCl, reaction with hydroxylamine are used to identify the C double bond carbonyl group. Once we identify this carbonyl group, the second task is in what form this carbonyl group is present. Whether it is present as a ketonic form, or it is present as a aldehydic form, or it may be present as a ester form, all those things. Now from the observing this one, this ketonic group is present as aldehydic group. So this ketone, this carbonyl group is present as aldehydic. Okay. So up to here what we learned, the reaction with red phosphorus and hydrogen iodide indicates the presence of 6 carbons in a straight line. The second reaction is reaction with HCl, cyanohydrin formation taken place, which indicates the presence of carbonyl group in the glucose. The third reaction is reaction with hydroxylamine. We are getting oxime. The formation of oxime indicates the presence of carbonyl group. The fourth reaction is reaction with mild oxidizing agents like bromine water, Rowland's reagent and failing solution. With all these oxidizing agents, we are getting gluconic acid. The formation of gluconic acid indicates the carbonyl group present in glucose is a aldehyde. The carbonyl group present in glucose is a aldehyde. Okay. Next. Reaction with strong oxidizing agent like nitric acid. Reaction with HNO3. The HNO3 is a strong oxidizing agent. HNO3 is a strong oxidizing agent. When glucose react with when glucose undergoes oxidation with strong oxidizing agents like nitric acid, we are getting saccharic acid. We are getting saccharic acid. We are getting the saccharic acid. So this is gluconic acid. When gluconic acid undergoes oxidation with HNO3 with strong oxidizing agents, then also we are getting the saccharic acid. So what is the difference between these? This part is different. Okay, means formation of saccharic acid indicates presence of primary alcohol group. This is primary alcohol group. Formation of saccharic acid with nitric acid. Formation of saccharic acid with nitric acid indicates the presence of primary alcoholic group. Next, another reaction. Reaction with acetic acid or acetic anhydride. Reaction with acetic acid or acetic anhydride. When acetic acid is used, you have to use the sulfuric acid. We will do one thing, we will take the acetic anhydride. Reaction with acetic anhydride. When glucose react with acetic anhydride and glucose react with acetic anhydride, we will get glucose pentacetate. So this is acetate group. So how many acetate groups you are seeing here? Here 4, here again 1. So many. So how many esters are found here? 5. So this is glucose pentacetate. This acetate group is formed wherever you see the OH group. So look how this one is formed. The hydrogen going to remove this part like this. Acetic acid is eliminated. CH3CO2OH is eliminated. Which group remains here? CH3CO. The CH3CO group attaches. So it becomes CH2O COCH. CH3. Sorry, this one becomes CH2O COCH. So this is called glucose pentacetate. Okay. From this reaction, what we are identifying, how many OH groups are there? Where this acetate group will be found, wherever OH groups are there, their acetate group is found. So here 5 esters are found, means how many OH groups are present? 5 OH groups are present. From this part, what we know, here one primary alcoholic group is there. Total 5 is there, and that one is primary alcohol. Remaining there must be secondary alcohol. Okay. So from all these factors, so what are those factors? Reaction with the HI, red phosphorus and HI. Second one is reaction with HCl. Third one is reaction with hydroxylamine. Fourth one is reaction with bromine. Fifth one is reaction with Wohlen's reagent. Sixth one is reaction with Wheeling solution. Seventh one is reaction with strong oxidizing agents like nitric acid. Eighth one is reaction with acetic anhydride. From all these factors, glucose structure is identified like this. So what happening here? First, what we said, reaction with hydrogen and iodide and red phosphorus indicates the presence of 6 carbon atoms in a straight line. Look at how many carbons are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons are there. How they are arranged? In a straight line. Okay. Next, second reaction with HCl. It forms the cyanohydrin. Cyanohydrin formation indicates the presence of carbonyl part, C double bond. Another reaction, hydroxylamine. It also indicates the presence of carbonyl part. Next, third reaction is a reaction with bromine water. It is forming gluconic acid. Gluconic acid formation indicates that the carbonyl group is aldehyde. So aldehyde groups are terminal groups, means they are present at the beginning. they are present at the beginning. So this C double bond O is CHO. One is finished. That fact also proved by reaction with Tollens reagent and reaction with Fehling solution. Next, reaction with nitric acid indicates the presence of primary alcoholic group. Primary alcohol is present means it must be present at the terminals. Primary alcohols must be present at the terminals. Then only they become primary alcohol. Otherwise, they become either secondary or tertiary. Look at here. This OH group is bonded with this carbon, which is bonded with how many carbons? This one and this one. So this is the secondary alcohol. How many secondary alcohols are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 secondary alcohols are there. 1 primary alcohol. Next, reaction with acetic anhydride. Reaction with this acetic anhydride indicates the presence of 5 OH groups. One of the OH group is present as a primary alcoholic group. Remaining 4 groups are present at the secondary alcohol. By observing all these experimental data, they provide the glucose structure like this. This is the structure of glucose. Look here, how many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. How many hydrogens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hydrogens. How many oxygens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this is the structural elucidation of glucose. Okay, students, you practice on the structural elucidation of glucose. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about the cyclic structure of glucose, because this straight chain structure of glucose, so how the structure is present in a straight chain. Some of the reactions are not given by this straight structure of glucose. They are sodium reaction with sodium bisulfite, reaction with ammonia, reaction with Skiff's reagent, and glucose also exhibit mutarotation. These 4 factors does not support the straight chain structure of glucose. Hence, it needed to propose another structure called glucose, and that structure is cyclic structure of glucose. Okay. So tomorrow we will discuss about the cyclic structure of glucose, because if I begin that one, it starts in bed. Means it have to be continued. Okay. Okay, students. For this class it is enough. Thank you.